Welcome to this Unraveling doll tutorial. The concept for this idea is a toy whose guts are spilling out of her neck. This one is super simple to do, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so jumping right into it, I'm mapping out where I want the seams of my doll to be with the NYX white jumbo eye pencil, focusing on the big split in the seam over the eye, some stitches near the mouth, and the sewn-on neck illusion. Then I'm going to be building up the skin surrounding each seam with Alcone's 3rd degree silicone compound. I'm using the same technique that I used to create cuts with for this look, which I explained in detail in the cuts video in my SFX Basics series, which will be linked below. Basically, you want to build up the sides of each of the bigger seams to create a 3-dimensional effect that will make it look more like your face is being pulled apart at the seams. Be very careful not to get any of the silicone in your eyelashes or in your eyebrows. A tip for the smaller seams is that you can smear on a big line of the silicone and then use the opposite end of your spatula to scrape in between this line to create the depth that is needed in the middle of the seam to show that it's starting to split. With Kett Cosmetics setting powder, I then decided to powder my entire face because it gave a little more of a white tint, which makes my skin look more lifeless. I made sure to go over the silicone to eliminate the shine, and then after pressing in the powder all over, I used a giant fluffy brush to brush away any excess whiteness. I then took some ripped up batting that is used for sewing and some spirit gum to attach little pieces inside the big splitting seam areas on my face. This gives the effect that your insides are all made of stuffing and that it's slowly pouring out of your face. Warning, this is a very sticky process. Accept the smoothie graciously and then repeat this process on the next seam. Now it is time to do my brows using NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder in dark brown, and I'm going to really focus on finding the arch in my brow. Also, on the inner corners, I'm not going to fade them out, but rather make a harsh line, and both of these techniques are to make them look more doll-like. Then, using my Urban Decay Naked Eyeshadow palette in Smoky, I did some dramatic eyes using brown and gray tones. I'm not going to go too much into detail with the eyeshadow because you can use any color schemes that you want, but just keep in mind that for your doll, you should be doing an eyeshadow look that blends all the way up to your eyebrow. I even like going in with a very light eyeshadow and putting it on my brow bone to add a highlight. Using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil again, I line my inner waterline and then do a very heavy underline below my eye. And by heavy, I mean very heavy, basically covering the entire lower lid in white. Then with the NYX Black Liquid Liner, line around the white. Both of these steps create the appearance that the eye is much bigger than it actually is. Then I line the upper lid by dragging a line straight out and connecting the upper and lower lines. I then create a dramatic wing, and as you can see, the lines extend beyond my actual eye, and this again makes these doll eyes seem much bigger than they actually are. I am then going to put on multiple Ardell Glamour lashes, both on my upper eyelash line, and also my new fake lower lash line that I drew. And this effect really adds to the creepiness of the look. Now it's time for the blood. Using Graftobian blood gel, I put a generous amount of blood on the inner edges of the seams, and then drag that blood lightly on top of the batting to give it an overall gory look. Well, as gory as dolls can get. I also use a tiny bit of the blood to go over the smaller seams around the mouth and the face, just to show that this is where new seams are starting to split and then therefore bleed. Using some cut up pieces of string and spirit gum, I'm going to be attaching stitches to the bigger seams. These aren't supposed to be uniform or straight or anything, because obviously whoever sewed up this doll didn't do a very good job because her insides are going to be spilling out. And for the doll guts, I used more batting to give the effect that it was spilling out of my neck. I ended up adding more white batting later on that didn't have as much blood on it. Then with my Boing Concealer and NYX HD Foundation, I took away all color from my lips so I could create the cute puckered lip effect with my Liquid Lava lipstick. I then popped in a blue contact into the normal eye, and then my red contact into the eye with the splitting seam, both of which are from ohmykitty.com. I then put on my red wig and braided it, and that is the final step for this unraveling doll. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you for watching.